Hi, this is Dave Mass for HolmesCountyTicket.com. Welcome to Ticket TV, driven by Village Motors. We're joined in studio today by Garaway golf coach Ryan Taggart. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, Ryan, it'd be nice for you guys to get over the hump and get to state finally. I'm just kidding. This Garaway team is a team that's been to state 7 times in a row now.
Yeah,
and you've kind of got on a roll there, and you've developed one of the better programs in the state. Obviously, you guys are right there with, the top Division III schools out there.
Sure.
How has it kind of gradually gotten to that point where you're just continually right there?
I think once we got over the hump in 2004, we hadn't been there since the 70s, and that group in 2004 got there, and then, those guys graduated. There were 5 seniors in that group. They graduated, and Tim Emmel retired, and so I got hired as the head coach, and we just kind of started over, tried to carry the torch, but I don't think that we were ready, and I as a coach, I was ready to lead at that caliber, and 2 years later, we had Kevin Miller come in as a freshman in 2005, and we had a good core of kids with Tyler Gerber, Austin Yoder, and some of those kids. Michael Dagg was one, Josh Miller, and that group in 2007 got there. Mm-hmm. And we had missed in 2005 and 2006 by less than 5 strokes each year, I think, and just knocking on the door a couple times and then getting over that hump. And once they got there in 2007, they won. Then we bring in a freshman in Ryan Troyer to complement the 2 returning lettermen we had, in Kevin and Michael. And we ended up winning in 2008, and now the expectation is there, and and having an anchor in Ryan and Kevin, that makes your 85 and 80, and you can win with those numbers. And so then we've just been able to get back with some really solid kids, and they really work hard, Dave. The summertime, the springtime and summertime, it's not an off season for those kids, and they don't look at it like that. They look at it like it's time to roll and time to get ready for and prepare for the season. So.
It's amazing how getting to state and that winning feeling just develops this desire to really get out there and do a lot of work.
Yeah, the expectation is there, and in the summertime, I tell the kids they need to play in 3 types of tournaments. Tournaments that they should walk into feeling like they're the best golfer there and they should win. Tournaments that if they play well in, they have a chance to win. They can contend. And then tournaments they just really have no business even being in. And they need to feel the expectation of winning when they should, and feel the pressures of having to perform well to win, and then feeling the pressures of playing against better guys and not getting wrapped up into what they're doing, but playing their own game. And that has been really critical for our success, and that is and having them prepare for some of their bigger events. We try to highlight 3 or 4 events on their calendar each summer with each kid, and so they know what the big events are.
You guys are a little bit different than other sports in the fact that I think people look at basketball, football, volleyball, very physically demanding sports where the kids have to go out and work on the physical aspect of the game. Mentally, I have not seen a coach get his kids more prepared for the game than you do. Talk a little bit about how you kind of develop the mental approach with these kids, because you've got them all in the mindset that they've got a job to do, and if what happens is gone once it's done, and they have to refocus, and talk about how you kind of prepare them mentally.
I appreciate the compliment, Dave.
It's true.
The mental part of athletics is I think in any sport is something that is probably undercoached. Some do a really good job of it, and I think others kind of let it kind of develop. And I think we've tried to, in our program, we've really tried to kind of speed the process along. And my dad was a longtime coach, and his thing was at basketball practice, if I can make my practices tougher than the performances, the games, then the games will be easy and things will slow down. And I think in basketball that's true. And so in golf, What I've tried to do is put them in situations that are just really difficult. And, an example, this morning at practice, the 5 varsity kids had to be 2 under par throughout 6 holes. And those 6 holes were anywhere from 50 to 120 yards. And, you have one guy that doesn't play well, you're going to do it again. Yeah. And the consequence, there has to be a consequence, because on the golf course in a tournament, the consequence is a bad score, bad round. Pretty soon you're in a playoff. Pretty soon, you're not qualifying for the varsity team. And so you have to simulate that. We've learned to simulate that. We have a lot of times with our guys, we'll make them make 15 consecutive par saves, and I usually call up the last guy because I get that luxury as the coach, or 25 consecutive 2-putts outside 25, 30 feet. Pretty soon, they're standing over a ball in a tournament, and it's a 20-footer. They know they have to 2-putt it. And like, oh, well, I've been here before.
Yeah, this is nothing.
Yeah, and so it takes a while to develop that, and it keeps us as this year we started out. We've had a really good first 5 tournaments, and we're putting in good numbers, and hopefully those challenges and at practice and things keep us humble and make us realize, hey, as good as we performed, we've got a lot more to give. And so that, honestly, Dave, it's just a matter of continually challenging them and putting them in tough situations and teaching them, try not to, to be in the present. I think, the secret to our success in any school, in any sport, is, I think, if you can teach kids to be in the moment, to win the moment. There are so many moments and throughout the round of golf that you have to win to be successful. And right now we're probably winning, 50% of those, and we're putting in good numbers, but they're not going to be good enough. If we don't get better, those numbers are not going to be good enough come October. So,
well, the kids putting up those numbers are all pretty solid golfers, and you guys again have reloaded this year. Let's talk a little bit about the core of players you've got back who have been putting up some pretty spectacular numbers early on here.
Yeah, right now, in our one spot is Brock Beachy, and Brock, he had a great summer, Dave. I mean, the kid, he put himself in tough situations. He's a basketball guy too. He would go, he would play in a tournament, rush home, get his stuff on, go to basketball, to a summer league game, come home from Huggins camp. He'd go to the golf course. I mean, he just really worked hard and played in tournaments all over the state of Ohio this summer, which that prepares kids. Yeah, that has prepared our kids, and so he's done a great job. And Cooper Stutzman, who was player of the year in our district last year and player of the year in our league, and he's filling up our 2 spot right now. And didn't have a great early summer, and he's getting waxed at these tournaments. And he, we're playing one day, and he says, "Coach, what do you think I need to do to get to the state tournament?" "Oh, do you want me to tell you?" I mean, honestly, he said, "Yeah." I said, "You need to make 6 birdies a day." And he just looked at me. I said, 6 birdies a day. I mean, it might take you 12 holes, might take you 38, might take you 50. Whatever it takes, you need to do that every day. And he did. He started doing that, and and I think that is those types of things. Those help him develop some confidence in his ability to score, and that's always been Cooper's thing. He's been able to hit a lot of greens, but he doesn't make birdies, and so hopefully that's changing. And he played in some. He played at the Hudson Junior Tournament, which is a top junior tournament in the country, and so he definitely played in some tough competition. Our 3 spot is with Ben Koschmieder, who missed the postseason team last year, and I think that was a huge motivator for him, and he's had a great summer. Played in the Ohio Golf Course Owners Association state championship out at Eagle Creek in Norwalk, and didn't perform as well as he wanted to there, but again, that's a situation that he knew he had to play well, and just on that situation just didn't. And I think those things, those lessons are good. And so Ben's played well for us. And then in our 4th spot is Cole Mast, who's, he's he's been a multi-year letter winner for us, and he's been a part of 3 state tournaments now, and he's done a really nice job. He's just been really consistent. The lone senior on a varsity team. And then in our 5th spot, we have Derek Briggs, who put more hours, as many hours, if not more hours, into this to developing his game than anybody. And right now it's showing because he's so consistent. So that wraps up our 5. And right now in our 6th spot is a freshman, Brevin Weaver, and hits the ball a long ways for a freshman. And in fact, at the JV tournament I just left, he was 2 over through 10 holes, so he's playing well there too.
They just keep coming, don't they?
It's
a machine.
It's honestly, Jeff and Susie Willis at the golf course, they facilitate an environment that it encourages kids to develop into really good golfers, because they always have a place for them to play. They have practice facilities. They offer lessons to those kids, equipment. All of those things. Anything a kid needs to become a good golfer is available at Willendale, and they really cater to the kids. And so Jeff and Susie, they've done a great job.
Yeah. Well, Coach, we will be watching eagerly to see if you can make it 8 in a row here this year, and who knows what can happen once you get down to state. So we wish you guys the best of luck, and we'll be following along all season.
All right, we're just trying to get better every day, Dave. That's our goal.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
For HolmesCountyTicket.com, I'm Dave Mast.
Okay.
Out.